Namaste ladies and gentlemen, my name is Initial Daz, and in this video we're going to be talking about The Crew as an actual franchise. In this video I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on this update, the future of The Crew 2, and my ideas for The Crew 3. First things first, let's get this out of the way. My thoughts on this update is that it's another filler update. We're getting more cars, bikes and vanity items with a few minor features added in. It's actually killing the potential for this game, slowly starting to annoy me now considering that the developers have had a lot of time and had a lot of feedback to acknowledge, and it still hasn't been acknowledged. The points that Craptastic Jack made in his video regarding The Crew 2, same with LP Ripper, have been truthful. As I said, I'm appreciative that they've added this stuff in. By now, we should have seen a bit more oomph and a bit more effort put into these updates going forward. For me and a few other players, this is not enough anymore and we need to see them put a lot more effort into future updates. Speaking of future updates, let's get into the next point. At the Ubisoft Forward event, it was revealed that The Crew 2 will be getting another year worth of updates. As I've been saying in my videos, community feedback and update suggestions need to be actually used to improve this game, considering that they are going to be going on to next gen, and we can finally see the full potential for this game. The developers are stating that they're acknowledging this feedback, but for me, actions speak louder than words. Imagine if The Crew 2 gets a much improved handling model. I've suggested it to the developers. Beside the graphical fixes, I also want to see the US map expanded upon. The main reason why I'm saying this is because I feel that we're missing certain parts of the US like Alaska, Hawaii and the Bahamas, which could have their own identity if the developers decide to expand upon it. If The Crew 3 is going to follow the same foundation that was laid into The Crew 2, it's going to be a massive problem. They need to fix the issues with this game before they decide to make a sequel. And these years worth of updates for me is their last chance for them to do so. I just want to point this out quickly. A lot of people were surprised that The Crew 2 is getting another year for updates, and for me personally, I wasn't surprised because I had a slight feeling it was going to happen. Now we're going to be getting into the meat of this video, and it's going to be about The Crew 3. When it comes to the location of The Crew 3, I'd actually like to see it being based in Europe. They can add in major cities such as St. Petersburg, Paris, London and a lot more locations. This location would also allow the developers to bring in iconic tracks such as Spa, Silverstone and a lot more. When it comes to the theme, I'd actually like the theme to be balanced between illegal street racing and pro racing. The main reason why I think this is a good idea, similar to how Craptastic Jack has laid it out, is because you have to have a balance of returning players from The Crew 1 and The Crew 2. Some players want the street racing elements from The Crew 1, others want the pro racing elements from The Crew 2, and I feel that this will be the perfect balance that they need to harmonise in The Crew 3. For this theme to work, there should be two separate goals. Your main goal as an illegal street racer is to become the best illegal racer in Europe. Once you achieve this goal, you have the option to either stay as an illegal street racer or have an option to turn legit and go pro. Now for the end game for the illegal street racing path, what I was thinking is that you should have a top 10 list of racers that will challenge you. What would happen is that you would get called up out of the races for your spot and you'd have to defend your title. When it comes to the legal racing goal, what I was thinking that your ultimate goal is to form your own racing team and be the best driver and team in Europe. When it comes to the atmosphere of the next game, it needs to feel different and not the same as The Crew 2's. The illegal street racing path needs to look similar to how it looked in The Crew 1. And the pro racing atmosphere should look a lot similar to how it looks in The Crew 2, but with a lot more life and a lot more improvements like Pro Street. When it comes to the vehicles, I did a poll on this and the majority of you guys said that cars and bikes should only return, and I actually do agree with you. I feel since The Crew 2 hasn't given us new planes or boats since the game's launch, it's a waste of time adding it in. And I will say get rid of these vehicle types for The Crew 3 completely. And the final two features I feel that should make a return from the crew one are the police, as well as airports, and expanded upon the airports, also docks. The cops should make a return with an option to either pay a fine or risk getting arrested. Airports, again, I loved it in the crew one. It actually felt very immersive, surprisingly, for the game's story, and it did serve a purpose. It would be a perfect alternate way to fast travel. Now, the main reason why I'm saying that docks should be added in is because if you're travelling between England and France in a vehicle, you would need to travel on a ferry to get there, and I feel that this would be a perfect way to add that in. So, this is my crew video that I promised you guys a while ago. I do apologise for the lack of updates. I've lost the motivation to play a lot of racing games at the moment, and I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima as of late. If you guys haven't played that game, I would recommend you getting it. It is such a fantastic game. For me, it's a perfect 10 out of 10. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. You guys take care. Have a good day.